Guys, welcome to Savage 3D Printing, and today we're going to be talking about two slicers. One is Orca and one is Cura. A lot of the old Ender people use Cura, and when I used Cura, I had issues with it. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going through their settings. We're going to be going through the advancements that have been made through both of them, and we're going to see, which one comes out on top. Now, for basic users, Cura's fine. For some of the more advanced settings, there's a lot of stuff missing. So we're going to go up through a whole new setup of Orca. We're going to be using an Ender 3 V2 as our slice, and we're going to be doing the same models, slicing in real time, doing, the things we're doing. So this, and as you can see, we're in Orca. We're going to pull up Cura right here. And this is a K1 Max. We're going to add a printer, non-auto maker. Non-networked. Scroll down to Reality, and we're going to do the Ender 3 V2 add. And now we're in the V2. So we're going to go through manage printers, and we're going to go through machine settings. So these are the settings you have for Cura. You have the heated bed volume, Marland. You can use, Clipper, whatnot. You have your start encode, your encode, and the extruder. This is all you have available. So then, let's go to the settings portion. Make sure your settings are set to all, and all your settings are things. So you have your layer height. You have your skirts, your brims, your wall thicknesses, outer wall, the inset, printing order, wall ordering, your Z seams, your top, bottom layers, your thickness, the bottom layer, the directions, ironing, stuff like this. Your infill, connect infill lines, randomize infill start, all sorts of stuff like this. Now this is a setting that Orca doesn't have, and that would be print infill structures only where the tops of the model should be supported. Here's your printing temperatures, your flow, all this stuff, gradual flow, print speeds, your slower layers, your travel, your retraction, the cooling. Now, something I don't see here is reverse on even. So we're going to continue going down. You got supports. We'll enable supports just to see, your fan speed, your wall counts, support brim, Z top distance. Now there's some support settings that are here that aren't normally in Orca, and that's fine. Now, some of these settings are available, through different things or optimization that is available in Orca. Your build plate adhesion, your skirt, you got a brim, you got a raft. There is no mouse here. Remove all holes, extensive stitching, maximum resolution, fluid motion, slicing tolerance, infill travel optimization, coasting, fuzzy skin, flow rate compensation, adaptive layers. These are in the experimental settings. Now, any of you who have used Orca know adaptive layers has been out of experimental for quite a while. Now, this is version 5.11, and I stopped using Cura at 5.6. And that is all the settings we have. So now we are going to slice a model. Same model, we're just going to pick it, and I gotta remember how to add a model here. There it is. So we'll go into downloads. So I want to do this dragon multicolor. And there is the slice. This is 0.2. We're going to change it to 0.16 or 0.1 to match the Cura or Orca thing. Unable to slice because it does not fit in the bed plate. So one, you can't move it around like you can in Orca. There you go. Now we're gonna slice. So now we are slicing. Now this is on a 5900X with a 6800 XT and currently 32 gigs of RAM because I cannot get my other 4 sticks in. We'll pause here and wait for it to finish slicing. So after a couple more minutes, it slices, and it's 1 day, 21 hours, 47 minutes. Now the time is going to be way lower on Orca because this printer that I have is printing way faster than this. I'm printing at like 175 millimeters a second. So disregard that. It's 127 grams with 42 things. And that is our slice model, and as you can see, we can see our slice here. And it printed supports. So we'll add supports to the other model when we start. So now we're going to go into Orca. Now as you can see, my speeds are set up way faster than what they were. They were like 25 millimeters. But we're going to go ahead and enable auto supports, which was the same supports we were doing. We're going to get rid of the TPU filament, and we have 0.1, and I sliced that at a 20% what was that, cubic? Let's see. What infill is it using? So let's scroll down, see what infill it's using. Cubic. So we will go to Orca and we will select this and we will select cubic just to make sure. And we will put it at 20%. And then we will go in here and we will it will open it, and I'll have to redo the settings. So select the Ender V2, discard. 20% cubic. Support is normal. Quality is 0.1. So as you can see, Orca here is telling us this dragon is more than 1 million triangles. It could be slow. We're going to go ahead and slice the plate while we're looking at settings. So we're at 15%. And we are going to look at the settings here. So first off, your machine settings. You know, these are the extruders, you know, saving things, and we're already at 50% on the supports. You have your build area, your build height, your Z offset that you're allowed to set in the slicer, your adaptive bed mesh, which is not something that's available through Cura. Your nozzle types, your machine G code. You have, you know, start, end, printing by object before layer changes. Also, we're doing generating G code. Your pauses, everything, your multi-material settings, your extruder, your motion abilities, and you know, that's not even the settings. You also have your filament settings that allow you to set up independent filament profiles from your regular profiles. Let it finish. It's done slicing. So this now says a day and four hours, which this was a day and 21 hours, but this is at a faster speed. So you shaved off quite a bit, and that's with the supports. So now we are going to, you have flow, you have pressure advance, you have your nozzle temperatures, your plate temperatures, your volumetric speed, your cooling, setting overrides, your Z-hop, your Z-type, your retraction speeds, multi-material dependencies for compatible printers, so you can't select this file on other printers, your notes. And then we get into the settings, settings. So you're allowed to have multiple preset profiles here, which you can see I have a bunch. Your layer height, your line width, your seam. Now scarf joint is still in beta, which was available in Cura. You have arc fitting, which you need an add-on for Cura for. When you're running Clipper, do not use arc fitting is irrelevant, and as you can see there, it states why. You have the settings. You have your elephant foot compensation, your XYs, precise wall, precise Z height, convert to poly holes. You have your ironing. You also have different wall generators. Change these, your walls and surfaces, your inner and outer that was available in Cura. Small area compensation or small area flow compensation. Your bridge, your extra bridge layers, reversal and even. Strength tab, you have the ability to, your wall loops, your shell layers, fill multi-line, the internal solid fills. You're also allowed this. You're also allowed to change the direction at which the infill works. You also have infill combination, which helps saves infill. Detects narrow solids. Your speeds. You have, your first layers, your outer walls, your supports, your overhang speeds, your acceleration. We don't use jerking Clipper. You also have extrusion rate smoothing. Supports, you have ironing the support interface, on build plane only, remove small overhangs, don't support bridges. Multi-material. You also have your skirts, your brims, your special models, your fuzzy skin. This is just an all-around better slicer. Now, to talk about what really makes Orca different. So they recently added painting into Cura. Now, something they haven't added is you're allowed to add primitives into Orca. Now you can make these negative parts and take them out of your models. So I can, clump out that setting, and I can, I cut that piece out. Orca is also a parametric modeler. This is something that a lot of people don't know. And this allows you to make custom things that you're allowed, you can print. You also have the calibration tab, something that Cura does not have, for your flow rate, your temperature, your pressure advance, your retraction test, cornering, input shaping, VFAs. You have so much more accessible in Orca that is not available in Cura, and this allows you to do a lot of things that you cannot do on Cura. You also can do SVGs. SVGs are nice. You also have, tolerance tests and, let's see, the FDM test. So this is a bridging test. This is a stringing test. This is tolerance. Everything all in one. Stuff that you don't have available on Cura without add-ons. Now, if you go into Cura, you'll have to go into Marketplace, and then you can do the add-ons, the setting guide, so you know what it tells you what the settings are doing. Here's splitting, which is if you add a primitive, I can go up here and cut the model, and I can add connectors, plugs, dowels, or snaps. This is something that Cura does not have available without a bunch of add-ons. As you can see here, here's your calibration shapes. Your print and goes, all these settings that are automatically available in Orca. So at the end of the day, it comes, Orca has a lot less learning curve to it. It's very different than Cura. It's more for the beginner, and it helps you understand how the settings work. This way, it allows you to learn fairly quickly what settings you need to work and what is available. It allows you to tune in your printers, to get the best quality prints, So Orca's clearly the winner here. Now, I used to use Cura. The issue I had with Cura is I had some supports that were coming up missing. I ended up switching to Prusa Slicer. So if you're not aware, Orca is a combination of Bamboo Slicer and Prusa Slicer. That is why you have so many experimental tech to mess with. So Prusa Slicer does some of the experimental settings, and Orca does their own. Because Orca is open source, so anybody can write their own scripts, and it will be tested and added into Orca if they deem it's very helpful. Cura is, again, close to the same thing, but you need the add-ons to do the same thing. This allows, certain people to, get what they need out of Cura. But Orca is now the new slicer. All the companies are starting to use Orca. All the companies are using a fork of Orca. Creality prints a fork of Orca. Any cubic slicer is a fork of Orca. Stuff like that. So here's your winner. Orca hands down. Try Orca and just go better at it. So give Orca a try. If you want to recreate my test, download both of them. Go through both of them. Try it. See what you like better. I have no discredit against anybody using Cura. I'm just saying there is more to Orca than what people understand. Also, when you're using clipper printers, it has been a thing since the beginning that Cura is notorious for not working with clipper as well as it should. Connection issues, not sending it. Now, from what I understand is it works with Octoprint just fine, but it does not like clipper itself. I don't know why. I haven't looked into why. Take everything you see in this video with a grain of salt. If it works for you, use it. But there are better options out there. So remember, be savage, and check out the rest of the videos.